Our guide walked up and down the aisle, staying only in our train car, which had been closed off from the others with a glass door that had darkened like the windows, and with very little patience, this man explained to us the wonders of the multiverse. He told us we were on the north pole of a moon called Gaius. As he said this, outside the left-facing windows we saw the dome we had just left in the distance. It was like our train was on a track laid out in the middle of an urban sprawl. The dome was miles away, and it had a city surrounding it that stretched on into the foreseeable distance, and beyond that, the planet called Wayward Brother lay painted on the navy blue skies, half enshadowed, half bright. We passed into another dark tunnel, and when we emerged from this one, we seemed to be riding a track set up in the middle of outer space. Outside the windows on one side, we saw Wayward Brother, and on the other side, we saw Guided Sister, the opposite planet in this two-planet gravitational system. We flew between these two things at dazzling speeds, watching the moon, Gaius, swinging on its arc between the two like a ball being pulled on a string. We were so far from it that we couldn't see the dome or any other building, but we saw the grasslands, deserts, mountains, and oceans that had been cultivated there with advanced watcher technology. We saw the hundreds of space stations whirring around Gaius like flies, and we saw still more of these megastructures hovering just outside the atmosphere of the two planets. Our guide told us about the planets, the people living there, the major cultures and countries, and then he stopped very abruptly when he seemed to want to go on. He had seen a tunnel up ahead, floating out in the middle of nothing. We went inside and all was dark again. On the other end of this tunnel was the whole star system. We seemed to be driving directly for the sun, with all the planets orbiting it outside for us to see. They came around on their orbits much faster than they normally would, passing close enough for us to see them and then dipping away behind the big star, invisible against that blinding fireball that watched us like the eye of a god. Every single planet swung before us and then went away, and with each one that approached, our guide told us the vaguest facts about them and then moved on. When we finally reached the sun, we drove right into it like the blade of a sword being plunged into a demon's heart. We had to close our eyes to the fierce light, but soon we were in darkness again. The same process repeated for us with the entire galaxy, us watching whole star systems cruise through the void of outer space, but as we rode on, instead of entering a tunnel, we seemed to be watching everything fall away from us. Like cars on a highway, whole star systems, whole nebulas, whole asteroid belts, whole galaxies flew by and advanced into the shrinking distance, us pushing and shoving to press our faces to the glass the whole while. We watched the galaxy shrink into nothing, and we watched the clusters of galaxies shrink, and we watched the clusters of clusters, and the clusters of those, and the whole colossal scale of the perceivable universe and all it contained, all whirring by so fast that it almost felt like it was all standing still while we rode backwards. Eventually the universe itself fell away, until it was all just a black dot with an infinite white nothingness around it.